The University of British Columbia has proven to be an innovator in making the world a better place, namely in the developing world. The university's Allied for Essential Medicines is a partnership between student and faculty at universities across the globe with a focus on increasing access to medicine in developing countries. The chapter at UBC is the first in the country to lay out a set of global access principles to increase accessibility, availability, and affordability of UBC discoveries and technologies to developing nations. We interviewed Dr. Kishore Wasan at the Cunningham Building to learn exactly what the Global Access Initiative is about.
So back in 2006, the University of British Columbia's UAM basically convinced the university that they should look at developing a global access policy. And what that policy is that for certain technologies and medical devices and drugs that are meant for developing world indications, that they would be given to those folks at or below cost.
Dr. Kishore Wasan of the University of British Columbia has won several awards for his research in drug development. His licensing agreement for his development of an oral formulation of a drug used to treat fungal and parasitic infections has followed the global access principles. This drug will be made accessible and affordable to those suffering from leishmaniasis, a deadly parasitic disease that affects hundreds of millions of people in developing countries. After Dr. Wasan had developed this oral formulation, he was asked to submit his drug patent for global access policies by a member of the GAI, and that's when he had a change of heart.
I think I had an epiphany moment. I said to myself, you know, I'm a faux professor at the university. What am I really doing here? And I said, okay, I'm going to sign up for your global access policy. And so that's what we've done.
With help from the Gates Foundation and ICO Therapeutics, Dr. Wasan is taking steps towards making his oral formulation of amphotericin B affordable and accessible to the hundreds of millions of people in developing countries that are suffering from leishmaniasis.
So what happens is that these days there's partnerships between pharmaceutical industry, governments, and non-government organizations like the Gates Foundation. Okay? So what happens is that they come to an agreement and they will subsidize the cost for medications, all essential medicines, for a developing world indication. So what happens is a professor makes a discovery and wants to get patent protection on the discovery. They file a provisional patent through our tech transfer office. When that comes to the tech transfer office, the tech transfer people immediately sit down and have a little check sheet and say, does this actually would follow global access policy? In other words, is a technology could be used to deal with the developing world indication? Okay?
At this point, the professor can decide whether or not to follow the global access principles and make their technology or discovery affordable and accessible to developing countries. Dr. Wasan believes that the future of developing nations are in the hands of students of this generation.
Young people like yourselves have a different philosophy on the world than I did. And I think that there is an activism by people. More and more young people like yourselves are actually getting involved in global health and are willing to spend time doing this. It's really your generation that's going to have to do this. Because these are generational problems that will take years to solve. Because you're the ones that are going to have to try to solve these problems because it's going to take years. So on a bigger picture, that's what we're trying to do. It's becoming a movement.
Many universities around the world have followed UBC's footsteps in outlining policies to help developing nations. To learn more about the Global Access Initiative and UBC's current involvement, visit www.uilo.ubc.ca. Visit www.essentialmedicine.org and become involved with the UAEM.